Welcome one and all back to Big Bear Barbecue. Today we're stepping up the game a little bit, something I've always wanted to do. I don't know about you, always been a bit daunted, but I love it. We're going to try and do some char siu pork with a bit of a twist from myself. Now as you can see, I've got these beautiful pork tenderloins. You can use shoulder, cut into strips, other things. For me, I went to my local macro. These were still reduced down to, I think it's about a £5. I will try and put the picture up on screen just so you can see what I actually gave for them, what weight we're working with and everything else. First thing I'm going to do with these is I'm going to give them a puncture all the way over, just because we want to let the marinade that we're going to make up for this have the opportunity to actually seep in, get right into the meat. I'm not going to do any trim whatsoever, so nice and easy on that front. But let's hope we can come out with something that's good. Now that we've got them thoroughly pricked, we're going to pop them into a Ziploc bag, and this is going to be ready for the marinade. For the marinade, you can see I've got the liquids I've already mixed up. The other bits there, we're going to do that now. We've got that beautiful red colour that we're looking for. Now, ingredients wise, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, but we will run through it. So the liquid side of this is a 1/4 cup honey, 1/4 cup hoisin sauce, a tablespoon of dark soy, 2 tablespoons of light soy, 1/2 tablespoon of sesame oil, a tablespoon and a half of rice wine, and a tablespoon and a half of oyster sauce. With the other ingredients, we have got light muscovado sugar, we've got 5 spice, we've got salt, we've got molasses, we've got onion powder, and we have got some white pepper, and we're probably also going to throw in some chopped garlic into the mix as well. So like I said, I've already mixed up, just give it another stir, the liquids, and now we're just going to add in everything else. Now as you can see, we have got that deep crimson red. That's exactly what we're looking for, and that is because, and I think I may have forgot to mention this a second ago, it would have been on the ingredients list anyway, but we have got some red food dye in there, which I know is cheating. I think traditionally they use red bean curd, something like that, but they don't sell that in Tesco, so we're here with food colouring. Now we've got that thoroughly mixed up, still a little bit clumpy, it's a bit like a paste because of all the sugars. Obviously we're not heating this up, but we're just going to pour this into our Ziploc bag. Try and get as much out of there as we can. And then we've got to get stuck in. So we just want to give it a good move about, make sure everything is covered with this marinade. This is going to stay in this marinade for about 8 hours, minimum really of 8 hours in the fridge. But again, you can see that red. That's exactly what we're after. And the smell is something special. So give everything a good cover up. Once we've got everything covered, we're going to want to try and get the air out of the bag, zip it up, and obviously leave it in the fridge.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So this is just over 9 hours in the fridge, and as you can see, the colour is absolutely popping on those. They look fantastic. We're waiting on the smoker to come up to about 225 Fahrenheit. We don't want to go too fast with this cook because it's not going to be a very long cook anyway. So we want to get as much smoke in there as we can. But as soon as that comes up to temperature, in the immortal words of Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Now, whilst we wait for the smoke to come up to temperature, there's a couple of little jobs we can be doing. First of all, I've got some sesame seeds here. We're going to toast these just for some garnish at the end. So we'll get them into a dry pan. And we want a nice few there. That'll do. So the idea of this is just to keep them constantly moving. We don't want them to burn or anything. You just want to keep going until you get a golden brown look on them, and you start smelling sort of a nutty aroma. It's usually about sort of 2 to 4 minutes. Maybe not so much for these because I haven't got many here at all. But we're just gonna toast these, get them done, and this is going to be part of our garnish later on. And there we have it. Perfectly bronzed and ready to go later on. The next job we're going to get done is we're going to make up our glaze. Thankfully, we've already made up our glaze with the leftover juices from the marinade. So all we're going to do is just nick the corner of the bag, like so. And then we can pour all of that juice in there. Now we're going to try and reduce it down a little bit. Might add a little bit more honey, some hoisin. The smell of that is unbelievable. But yeah, from here, you can do it to taste, reduce it down, add in what you feel is best, and that's going to be our glaze. So I've cooked this through thoroughly, make sure we're killing off any obviously bacteria from the raw meat. I've added in some honey, some hoisin, and that consistency is perfect. And if you take a look at the tongs, the colour, absolutely spot on again. So the extra honey should give it that sheen, so when we mop it on and baste it throughout the cook, it's going to end up mirror finish, hopefully. So let's check on the smoker again, and if we're up to temperature, we're good to go. We're sitting at just under 225 at the minute. It's been sitting there fairly steady, and like I said, I'm in no rush, well, to rush this. So let's get them on. Let that clear a little first. So we're going centre grill above that deflector plate. Nearly dropped that one. Perfect. Now you'll notice I have put a couple of probes in there. We're going to be aiming for, well, we're going to be aiming to finish about 140, 145 internal. I'll probably pull it off when we get to about 135. For now, let's get the lid down and let it get cooking. It's been about 30 minutes since we got the tenderloins on there. Let's have a little look, and we're going to start layering up our glaze. So we've already got a cracking colour on there, but this layer after layer is going to give us that finish that we're after. You don't have to go crazy heavy with it, because obviously it's already been marinated in this for quite a few hours, but we want to build it up. There we go. We'll come back again in another 20 minutes. It's been another 20 minutes. Let's have a little look, see how we're getting on. Yeah, the colour on them is shining. We're really not far off being done now. I knew it was going to be a quick cook, but it's actually going a lot quicker than I thought. We're going to go with another layer of glaze, and then we should be pretty much there. Give it 10 minutes maybe with this layer on, then we can get them off and rest them up. We've hit just under 140 internal. We're sitting about 137, 138 after another 10 minutes. So total of about an hour's cooking time. And they look absolutely glorious. Let's get them off and we can get these rested. We're going to try not to damage that glaze too much. And there we go. Absolutely perfect. We're going to rest these for about 15 minutes and then we're good to slice. These have been resting for about 10 or 12 minutes. Can't wait anymore. It weren't a long cook anyway, so that should be plenty long enough. Let's go for a slice and see how we finished. I don't know if this is capturing it, but that is wall-to-wall juice. And the shine on it is just unbelievable. Perfect. Normally I just tuck in here and now. Today I feel like getting a little bit fancy. So let's plate this up and I'll see you in a second. And there we have it. My very own work of art. My take on char siu pork. Now I'm really going to get stuck into this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, hit me up with any comments you've got, whether good or bad. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching.